What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is LaBelle. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today, I am ranking all of the World Cup stories. And I gotta start with a disclaimer. We'll run a poll. If you've been disappointed with the World Cup content, like this video. I can't be the only one that feels as if it's been a little lackluster. But these 20 gentlemen, plenty of them can get into the rotation. Criteria: meta, best players. Not based on value. We might discuss, but that's not how I put them into this list. These are the dirty Mike opinions. Hello, Williams. We don't need to spend a lot of time here. I just know if I did not include him, there would be somebody in the comment section saying, where is William? Lowest rated, objective. He just can't compete versus the rest. Surely. Al-Shiri, he is not touching grass on the virtual pitch. It is what it is. And I want your opinions in the comment section. A lot of people say, I disagree with this and I disagree with that. Make your voice heard. Join the damn discussion. I'm on one today. Simon, next up. And a bit of a unrelated question, sort of. Was Denmark the biggest disappointment of the FIFA World Cup? Take a second, think about it. There was major expectation and they did not reach any of it. And this foot item is not extraordinary in any manner. He might have etiquette, but he doesn't have the pace. It's falsified. Doesn't have the dribbling. Doesn't have the shooting. Doesn't even really have the passing. If you really want to get into the details, I don't love the agility or the balance or the stamina, the acceleration. There's a lot that doesn't stand out. This is like buying the cheapest designer item just to showcase the brand. That was an analogy built around the World Cup story players being that brand. Lavro! He's just a normal type Pokemon. I always struggled to get hyped up for though. And that's kind of where this item falls. Axel Witsel. He's had some previous midfield dominant performances and upgraded items, but this is just not that. And his price tag matches up. You can put him into motion, but there's a reason he's sitting at a discard, and it's not just around hype or Belgium looking sort of lackluster. Another disappointing nation, has to be said. Cavani, starting to get into the juicy. This man could be a little more of a hidden gem. Has that Darwin Nunez effect or feel to him, but at a much reduced price point. We're talking clearance section. And I'm not saying that he's as good. I'm not jumping off a cliff. I'm not going that far, but there's some similarities in feel and deal. If you like one, you would like the other. A little parallel. All right. Timothy Weah. I completed this objective. Toys R Us, Christmas holiday stocking stuffer. But he's just not gonna shift your team. If you built out an American squad, like I've done, he'll help improve. He might give you a little bit of a different look than the Clint Dempsey's, who's a little more clunky, at least in FIFA. Pulisic, I would prefer. Has that 4-star weak foot. Feels a little more agile at moments. There's a composure line, but none of them are touching Landon Donovan if you can get your hands on that World Cup Hero Edition. I'm telling you right here, right now, no American bias. That is an underrated item that performs. Nagatomo! And I don't have a lot of negative to spread. You might struggle with some of the links and the needs and the wants and the desires, but he gives you a lot of stats that fulfill that position. Olivier Giroud. This is must buy for my own personal collection. I put him into motion. 6'4", unique, unorthodox. I just like to propel with the abstract. Some people call me the Picasso of FIFA. Not everyone will appreciate his work. That is my disclaimer. Put a little asterisk next to the name so I can see him being much lower or much higher on this initial list, depending who you are and how you play, how you articulate yourself in FIFA. Sane. And I believe a mission Sane, it's not mission impossible. This man has that Kickstarter, the extra burner, stride for stride, that super cheetah with the German print. However, I've always found myself to be somewhat one-dimensional, and I always prefer Sane coming off the bench because he just gives you that burst of pace. That's a review. Asensio. And is this the best version of this player that we've ever seen? And I've always been a little bit of a skeptic because he's someone that has upgrade, new item from year to year to year, and none of them really perform above and beyond, and I don't know that this is that much different, even though he has additional usability. Just cracks the top 10. Rabiot, slept on beast. And if you're talking value, under 100K, midfielder, 3-3, reminds me of when Petit, the other Frenchman, used to kind of get busy with controlling that midfield. Might even be a little bit quicker, going box to box. Does not have the skills, does not have the weak foot, but he does prove that you can play with a 3-3, and somehow that fits into the foot equation in this case. Gareth Bale, more than just golf. Had a lot of clutch moments throughout his career. Not saying it's over, but he's definitely on the the back end, getting closer to retirement. And this item brings back some memories. And what I've always appreciated with Gareth Bale, at least in FIFA, of course, he started his career more being a fullback or a wingback, and that's crossed over to him having higher defending stat lines. A lot of people overlook this, but it gives you different levels of output and almost a utility approach to playing the game. If you need a center mid or a holding mid, you need that fullback, you need the winger, you need the striker, you need the center forward. A lot of positions you're trying to put them into, which works out ever so smoothly when you've got your manager hat on and you need to be able to pivot, adjust, fluctuate on the fly. Bruno Fernandes. I like this item a lot. I'm scoring goals. He's got that finesse down packed. I still think he's considerably overpriced. We're talking 500,000 coins, at least as this is being recorded. I don't feel that he's an elite midfielder in that category of the upper echelon of performers, impactful players. And that's why I'm talking about the price point ever so slightly, but this is still where I would have him via ability. There are other players in front of him that will cost you less. That's what I will say. Speaking of, we have the Canadian Dream, Alphonso Davies. There's just no iteration of FIFA this year that I feel he does not give you certain levels of output and value. He has that speed demon trait. And again, I say this a lot, but it's undeniable when you're paying larger price points, you're making investments, you want to use different players. How many positions can you get out of that player where he represents at the highest capability? Did I mention Davies is really, really fast? Laporte, overachieving meta player, maybe more of a surprise meta because his stats look good, but if you actually used him between the body type, his positioning, what he's blocking, what he's intercepting, this guy is a bulldozer of a center back. He should be highly regarded. Partner him up proper, we're going to be locking up and locking down, and his chase back, it's memorable. He's never out of the picture, at least it feels that way. His recovery time is much quicker than I would have assumed if I was just sitting here reading off stats. Richarlison, woo, Brazilian. Man, is he on some upward trajectory. I also have the 86 version, which gives you a little bit of a teaser or a taste of what this 88 can do, will do, should do. A little bit quicker on his feet. And with his body type, once you get in front of someone, you can kind of hold him off, sit back, relax. I do feel that he's one upgrade away from perhaps being in that category of strikers that everyone agrees on. Unanimous decision, must have, must buy. Dani Alves. They brought back the GOAT. I'm so happy that he just keeps making reoccurring appearances, soon to have some sort of hero or icon foot item whenever his illustrious career, and he's one of the GOATs. When you look at greatest players of all time as a fullback, he's an originator, one of those early fullbacks that's turned into a wingback, that's turned into a winger, and been able to cross-pollinate and be so impactful, confident on the ball, that true Brazilian flair. He's a renaissance man. My only critique is he's not going to be extremely physical, and he's only 5'8". Marcus Rashford. Shouldn't be a surprise. You're spending the coin, you're making that investment, and he sort of transitioned into becoming the new CR7. I don't know if you agree or disagree, but with the 5-star skills, the 4-star weak foot, 6'1", body types resemble each other. Goal scoring and expression. There's a certain ambiance, feel, vibe. I like this foot item a lot. I am hoping that you maybe packed him, would have saved you on the back end, or you got in when the getting was good. I feel like my dad said that one time over a Thanksgiving dinner. Still not 100% sure what he was referencing. As for a drum roll, it had to be Virgil van Dijk. This man is broken, unstoppable, relentless, ideal body type, and he is back to full-on greatness. If you recall, you date back a few years, he was must buy, must have, pro FIFA mandatory. He's there again. I'm at the point now where I'm giving him that rude Hullet treatment. I try to pass around him. Avoid Virgil at all costs. Or buy him if you can afford him. Or if you packed him, again, congratulations. You won't need to make changes here. This is an end game type of player. And he's already survived multiple updates and patches, and he's still in that green light. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed it, you already know what to do. If you haven't touched the bell, hit the subscription. That would be high-key appreciated. I have new videos coming out ASAP. Hopefully something is linked right here and right here. Stay beautiful, my friends.